All right, call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. I'm the brother Zion. All right, and this video was sent in our group chat by one of the Akim. And basically, I mean, this isn't considered camp banging, but I wanted to make edification out of it because the Lord is basically, sharpening us and getting us ready for the kingdom of heaven. And, the scriptures say, though the outward man perish, the inward man is being renewed day by day. We're not perfect in the flesh. OK, we all go off, but we have to try our best to be perfect. We were programmed to go off. All right. We're not going to be perfect in this flesh. But at the same time, we don't make void the law. OK, we establish the law. Are you going to be saved based on how well you keep the law? No, because if that was the case, then none of us would be saved. But the law is good. OK, the law is our schoolmaster, and we are to still try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, especially the ones that we can keep. In this particular video, a brother called ISUPK, and he called the radio station, and he asked, could he have sex on the Sabbath day? All right. And I'm just going to play the video and let you brothers see what the answer was.
Law of Moses.
You said is having sex with your wife permissible? Is that what he said?
On the Sabbath day.
Oh, on the Sabbath. But there's not a law that you can't have sex on the Sabbath, huh? Where's the law that say you can't? There ain't no law when you have, the Lord don't care when you have, he just nourish it. That, the Lord don't want to regulate your sexual deviancy or, sexual activity. So the Lord don't want to regulate your sexual activity as long as it's not a man on a man or woman on a woman. However you deal with your rib, that's how you deal with your rib.
So he basically was telling this brother, hey, man, you can have sex on the Sabbath if you want to, And the guy actually goes into, he was basically saying, like, well, isn't sex a pleasure? And Tazariak, man, you fell for the ISUPK juice, man. Because certain brothers of GMS actually taught you, but you fell for the ISUPK juice. All right. And he said the Most High, however you deal with your rib, that's how you deal with your rib. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be having anal sex with your rib. OK, which some guys on that panel promote. OK. And really, man, the Sabbath is a day of rest. Do we all sit around and rest all day on the Sabbath every time? No. But when you're teaching a brother and a brother is looking for edification in the right way to go, you have to explain it to him according to the scriptures. The Most High rests on the Sabbath. So the Sabbath is not a day for you to just be having pleasure, man. You're supposed to just be relaxing and chilling and really resting from your works. All right. It's a day of rest, not a day of pleasure. Now we're going to look how the ISUPK, how they say they keep their Sabbath, which is off, man. Totally off. And this is all for edification. Like I said, this ain't banging or why you can't banging. Nah, this is just for edification, man, because some Israelite groups out there is teaching Jake the wrong way.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking because I read in Isaiah 58.
How did I know he was going Isaiah? You said Isaiah 58 what?
13 verse.
Now to Zariak, I knew he was going to go to that. I knew it. Yeah, because you know that scripture is telling the truth, man.
Right.
It talks about taking the foot off the Sabbath.
Yeah, talk about doing your pleasure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sleep is pleasure too, right?
See, now he's being simple. Now he's being simple. Okay? Sleep is pleasure. Come on, Tazariak, man, stop it, bro. Stop it. So what are you trying to say? We can't sleep on the Sabbath? He's being simple and he's being like a serpent, man. All right. Now, this is what the scripture says in Isaiah 58 and verse 13. It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight. All right. Let's look into that word delight. Because like I said, the Sabbath is really supposed to be, you're supposed to just be relaxing, man. Okay. Exquisite delight, daintiness, delight, pleasantness. All right. So basically, you ain't just supposed to be making the Sabbath about you. All right, this is my day. I'm about to just, do what I do. No, man, you're supposed to just rest. Rest as best as you can, man. All right. It says, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. So you're not supposed to be doing what you think is right, but what the Lord said is right. The Lord said in Exodus 20:8, keep the Sabbath holy. Okay, keep it as holy as possible, man. Let's go back to this.
There's pleasure that comes with sleep too, right?
Yeah,
You want me to
there's
read it? You
pleasure
want me to read
too.
it for you?
I mean, no, no.
But it's
I
important.
See, now this guy on the phone, if that would have been me on the phone, all right, I would have told Cesariak to stop being simple. Stop being simple, man. And all these guys got on sunglasses. They all got on fucking sunglasses, man. What the hell? What's the thing with the fucking sunglasses? You inside of a building.
I need you to understand. It's important that you understand this so you can understand what the pleasure is talking about. Wisdom of Solomon 7:2. It says, I in my mother's womb was fashioned to be the flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of a man, and the pleasure that came from sleep. So when you see Isaiah, when it's talking about your pleasure, it's not talking about sex at all. They were not keeping the Sabbath, period.
All right, let's go into that word pleasure. Salakia. Let's see. Right here.
Strong's H 2656. Chafetz. Chafetz.
All right, it says delight, pleasure, delight, desire, longing, the good pleasure, that in which one takes delight. Okay. And sex is in fact a pleasure, man. All right, sex is a pleasure, and sex is actually it's a big pleasure actually. And on the Sabbath, man, you shouldn't be popping your woman on the Sabbath, man. Just chill out. All right, you could pop your woman the other 6 days out of the week, man.
Is what that's about. What I mean?
You're supposed to be holy. All right, and when you're holy, you're clean. Okay, you're clean. You're resting from your uncleanliness, man.
I say keep the Sabbath. Like if you and I should be careful, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday is the Sabbath. So
Which is off. The Sabbath ain't the same day every damn week for 365 days out of the year. All right. So they ain't keeping the Sabbath the correct way anyway. But, we rehearsing the righteous acts.
we have our Sabbath service. Everybody see them online. That's keeping the Sabbath. Now, when the Sabbath is over, that's your day. So after that service, it's your day to do what you want. It was created for you. So some may want to go fishing to relax. That may, from the stress of slavery, fishing may relax them. Some may play chess. Some may go to the gym and work out. Right. Some may get them some or give them some. That's a shout out Fourth Dimension to Zaryak.
Now, you shouldn't be at the gym on the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is a day of rest. You shouldn't be fucking pumping iron on the Sabbath, man. What the hell is wrong with these dudes, man? Shit is vexing, yo.
It's crazy. If I could, I see why sales are up. If I could, but that's what.
Hey, I see why Apostle Tahar used to fucking cuss General Yohana out, man. I get it now. him, Nate. I get why the apostles was cussing these guys out, man. When I first came into the truth around 2009, I used to always think, why are they always talking about Nate? Why are they always talking about Johanna? I get it now, man. Now I understand. I was talking to a brother today from Boston, and I said, yo, I get it now. I get why they used to get on these guys, man. I understand it. Because it's frustrating.
Talking about with your pleasure, the biggest battle you can find this not in just Isaiah. You can find this in Nehemiah when they would have the stores, when the merchants would have the stores open instead of closing them for the Sabbath because that was their pleasure. So that's what the pleasure is talking about. It's not talking about sex at all.
Okay, so like I like to. Okay, I like my pleasure. What I like to do, I like to write poetry.
See, the guy that's on the phone, he's probably actually a sincere man. He could be a sincere brother that's looking for guidance, and they're leading him the wrong way.
Right. So that's your pleasure. So after you keep the Sabbath, you have your feast, and you come home and you want to write your poetry. Go ahead and write your poetry, man. Cut the light on. Don't cut the light off. Go ahead, write your poetry. Like, don't be Jewish. Like the Jewish man has a servant or a non-Jew cut his light on in the house or something like that because he thinks I can't even cut the light on.
But we don't go that hard. We we don't go that hard. And the brother on the phone said he likes to write on the Sabbath. You can write, you want to write poetry, you write your poet, but you shouldn't be in the gym pumping iron, benching 260. All right, in the gym on the Sabbath. Here it is, you working out. It's a day of rest. Okay?
So you don't want to you don't want to worship like that. This Isaiah 56, when it talks about your pleasure, is just talking about not doing the commandments of the Most High. That's why when you asked the question, I said, where's the law that says you can or can't? There ain't no law.
So okay, so leave that aside about sex on the Sabbath. So if I wanted to, say I wanted to go on Friday night, say
when you have sex, all right, you're basically unclean. Okay, that's a form of being uncleanliness in a way. When the Lord said, remember my Sabbath and keep it holy, you're supposed to be as clean as possible in the spirit. Okay. So like I said, now we don't keep the Sabbath perfectly, but because we're in the flesh at the end of the day, but when you're teaching, you have to teach brothers according to the scriptures, man, not in your emotions, not in your feelings. Okay. And these guys are in their feelings with the sunglasses on with inside of a building. Can't even see their eyes, man.
After Friday night service was over, right? And I wanted to go to a poetry reading about, like 11 o'clock or something, right? Late night poetry reading. That would be okay on the spot? After I went to service and everything?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So,
hold on 1 second.
Let me tell you something. The heathens have taken our high holy days and turned them into something evil. You know what I'm saying? They made our high holy days something to try to make them almost torturous. That's why Christ said the Sabbath was made for us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To give us a break, for us to relax, for us to stop from our labors, and to stop us from, working other brothers and sisters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to stop from your labors, to rest, not to do your pleasure, not to be a lawless beast.
Straight through, day in and day out.
Right.
That's our day. You know what I mean? So we, it's for us to enjoy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And of course, the churches, let me tell you, in the 70s, those of you that's a little bit older, you know this. Back in the day, the churches were...
Listen to what Johanna's about to say.
Drink alcohol. It was like known throughout church you couldn't drink that. It was a sin to drink alcohol. The whole reason they did it was because the churches were competing against the clubs on Saturday night. The clubs were getting all the people, and everybody was spending their money on liquor and enjoying themselves. And then Sunday morning, nobody was showing up to church. So they made drinking alcohol a sin so that they could stop you from going to church so you would show up Sunday morning when in fact you was keeping the Sabbath by going out and enjoying yourself and having that drink.
Right.
God is not a Christian.
Did you hear that shit? He basically just said that you could be in the club on a Sabbath. What the hell is wrong with these guys, man? You can be in the club on the Sabbath drinking.
He doesn't adhere to them type of rules. You understand? The Sabbath is for you to enjoy and take a break and get away from your labors, and especially in this hell, real quick, especially in this hell where Esau works you to death. If you can get away and get to yourself and get to your own time, it's a beautiful thing, man. Not a burden. It ain't, you don't have to go in the temple and put a cloth over your head.
No, it's not a burden to actually rest and relax and be in the spirit and thank Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and be in your head and inside your thoughts and just thinking and it's not a burden to rest. But the Sabbath is not for you to go out and fucking party and drink and have sex. That's not what the Sabbath is for. Okay? So these guys are not teaching the correct way, man, as far as the Sabbath is concerned. And also remember, they don't teach the mark of the beast as the RFID chip neither. So keep that in mind.
We used to hit them cams. You remember my Oz, Q? You remember we used to hit them camps.
Now we weren't at the old school because we're considered the newer generation of brothers, so we don't know how they did it back then. But this is not how the apostles and elders teach, man. All right, they teach the right way.
Out in Pittsburgh and different areas, and we'd roll up on them on the Sabbath day. We'd walk inside their temple, man. Everybody was in the temple with a sheet over their head, and just ussing all Saturday afternoon in a ritual that had nothing to do with the.
I'm gonna leave it there, man. Hey, you brothers see it. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. It's the brothers Zion signing off. Hey, man, this is why we say you shouldn't follow certain guys. They're sincere members in all of these camps, man. That's being led astray. All right, and you got to just make sure you're fishing in the right pond, man. Anyway, with that, shalom.